Hello everyone, in today's lesson we are learning how to control crimes. Part 2, how does education can help us reduce crime. Before starting today's lesson, do not forget to go to my website to take the 5 days free video course. You can start at any time and anywhere. And if you are from mainland China, you can go to my YouTube channel directly and do not forget to follow me on WeChat. You will learn how did I use ABC and recipe achieve 7 in 16 days. You will study 40 ABC phrases and also use a free mobile application and the online quizzes. All of them are free. You can click the link below this video to take the free course. Now let's review how can imprisonment control crimes. We studied it last week. If you have no idea about the answer, do not forget to review last week's lesson. So today we are learning how does education control crimes. The topic related to this is a real test topic on January 30th. Prison is the best solution to control crimes, and however some people argue that education for criminals is a more efficient way. So now we are talking about why this education is an efficient way to do this. So step 1, we need to analyze the keywords. So there are only 2 keywords. One is education. The other one is crimes. So how does prison reduce crimes? As you can see, this sentence, the statement here, there are 2 logic keywords. One is prison. The other is crimes. So you are about to talk about how does distribute education. How does education can reduce crimes? So crimes is the results. So you are going to explain how does the reason cause the results. So most of the time we'll use lots of examples to explain it. So step 2, you need to use this idea map to generate ABC phrases and take from the. And this idea map, you do not know what is ABC phrases, take the free course. It only takes you about 1 hour to take the free course, and you will have an idea about the ABC phrases. So we go through this idea map from the top to the bottom. So for education, it can help. So we stop here, social. On the social part, we will learn what are the differences between the right and the wrong. So education can help us build correct moral system. Moral system means that we will know what is right and what is wrong. For example, education will teach us that smoking is wrong, but it will teach us that respecting your parents is right. So this is what education can help us do. So in this case, after we understand this, the general idea, we'll develop our ABC phrases. So ABC phrases, we usually will read some extra materials, then we'll pick up those phrases, then we'll order them in a sequence. This sequence means that they will follow a time sequence. So the first action happened, then it comes another action, action B. So what happened next is the action C, then action D. Okay, so for example, we receive education first. It will teach us what behaviors are acceptable, so can be accepted, for example, smoking. Then what happened? Next, number B, change criminals' misleading and distorted views or attitudes. Okay, misleading means some wrong views. For example, I might think smoking is really good, but after receiving education, I will know, well, smoking is really bad. And also distorted views, it might be something like I might have the addiction to drugs, or I might have the addiction to maybe fighting with others. I think it can help me feel relaxed. So that's a wrong view. So receiving appropriate education can help us change those misleading and distorted views or attitudes so that we can establish correct moral values. So the phrase here is to use establish correct moral values and change misleading, distorted views. Remember to use misleading and distorted to describe views, and use establish together with moral values. So the verb here is really important. Okay, next one, what happened next? We will have a deeper understanding, a better understanding of consequences of behaviors. So how can we express that? Solidify means we make our awareness or we make our understanding deeper. So solidify, make our understanding deeper. Solidify our awareness means our understanding of the consequences means results of misbehaviors. This can reduce our tendency. Tendency means the likelihood to do something or the chances of doing something, to get involved in similar activities, like maybe fighting with each other, some criminal activities. Okay. Now these are the ABC phrases. A happen, then misleading, then solidify awareness, then reduce tendency. If you do that, like most students will have a problem with generating ABC phrases. My suggestion is to take my free course, 5 days free course. I'm giving you 40 groups of these ABC phrases in the free course, and I will explain those ABC phrases in detail. Then you will decide whether you might take another course or not. So these are ABC phrases. So step 4, we connect the ABC phrases together with the recipe. Now let's have a look at this one. So recipes are the fixed structures that connect ABC phrases. If you make these sentence structures fixed, every time you say, okay, first sentence I use verb to connect A and C. Second one I use it is A, that B. It means that A is the only reason of B. So third sentence I use these to refer to B, and I use a verb to write C, and I use a relative clause here, which refers to this sentence. So in this case, every time you're writing, you use these same fixed recipe sentence structures. You will not worry about running out of time in your test or worry about your grammar mistakes because you practice the same sentence structure every day. So now let's have a look at this one. So reduce, okay, education is the A. Education reduces crime rates. Okay. For example here, in Australia, at worst, it is the execution of an education intervention program. Okay, this means that we put an education program in action. So we do that. This is the A. Has been helping a growing number of teenagers. Okay, has been helping a growing number of teenagers develop the ability to distinguish. So we here. To establish correct moral values means distinguish the right from the wrong. So we simply just copy paste the B below, which has changed their, we put it here, changed their misleading and towards misleading attitudes toward misbehaviors. So we just copy paste the B below, such as fighting with others or stealing. Okay. Then what happened next is to solidify the awareness. Now having correct moral values has solidified, still copy paste, solidify the understanding of the consequences. Here you can change to, because I put these, we can change to these correct moral values. These correct moral values have solidified the understanding of the consequence of criminal behaviors. Here, number C, then it comes to D, which has significantly contributed to the reduction in juvenile delinquency. Okay, juvenile delinquency means young people's crimes. So the crimes that are related to young people. Okay, so this is the I listed band 7.5 paragraph. So the homework for you is to read this paragraph. This paragraph is also about how can education help us reduce crime rates. Read this one, pick up some phrases like what I did here, and then write a paragraph like this one. So the more you practice, the more you will feel comfortable with this structure. And this is the reference list. So you can go to this website for more readings. Now this is all about today's lesson. Let's have a review. We learned the ABC phrases. We also learned how to use the ABC phrases together with this recipe. Okay. Now if you haven't signed up my free course, yes, go to my website K.I.S.com directly to sign up the 5 days free video course. Make sure you sign up that one, and you will have better understanding of the ABC phrases.